As Echo and the Bunnymen, Ian McCulloch and Will Sargent defined Britain's post-punk years perfectly. After a 5-year riff, they're working together again as Electrafixion. We met up with the Big Mac himself to find out about this new project and just why it took so long. Well, Electrafixion are back with a new single, and there's an album on the back burner as well. Now, this sees you sort of like teaming up once again with Will Sargent. What was the impetus behind you two getting back together again? Tell us about that.
It was a mutual friend of ours called Paul Toogood. He knew Pete towards the end of Pete's life. And, you know, he knew of this feud that had been going on where we hadn't spoken for 5 years, and he got in touch with a friend of mine who suggested that we kind of went out for a drink with Les as well from the Bunnymen. And it seemed like a great idea because for years I'd been thinking, you know, this is stupid, you know, I'm sure Will felt the same. And then as soon as we'd met, we got on really well. And the next step was come round to my house, and that's how you play guitar these days, you know. And as soon as he came round, it was just like, that's what I've been missing for 5 years. It's a chemistry thing, you know. It was so exciting, because for years doing my own thing, I never felt comfortable with Ian McCulloch on the top of the record. It wasn't a case of me wanting to go solo, I just wanted the Bunnymen to finish, you know, with dignity and stuff. So, kind of getting back with him, it just caught fire. He was playing guitar like no one else can play, you know. He's my favourite guitarist on the planet, you know.
Well, the new single, Lowdown, was written with Johnny and then Will. Let's talk about, you know, the collaboration with Johnny Marr. I mean, you know, where did that come from? When did that start?
It started in a Mancunian Thai restaurant. Forget what it was called, but it was pretty good. And we met up. I'd met him a few times through the years, you know, and found him like a nice bloke, you know. And then when we met up, we just talked about football and what we were both up to, and then it kind of came about that he would produce my third solo record, and then we started writing together. And we wrote really quickly these classic songs, you know, that unfortunately the tapes got stolen, blah, blah, blah. But 2 of the songs we've kind of reworked with Will, and they're on the album, so it all wasn't lost, you know. But he was fantastic, and really gave me a lot of confidence back when I needed it, you know, just saying I was the best singer in the world and all that, which I think he believed, you know.
Did you enjoy making that video?
I did, yeah. I love whacking the slap on and wigs and stuff.
I was going to say, I think it was Jagger who said a few years ago that, you know, Englishmen need no encouragement to slip into some ladies' clothes. Is that true? Because, of course, you did it on the Seven Seas video, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't do it in private, just on the video, you know. And I'd played Judy once before. So, yeah, I enjoy it, because it means you're totally out of character and you can do whatever you want, you know.
Tell us about Burned, then. I mean, where does this album find you and the band? How would you sort of, like, describe it?
It's the best album you can buy from September the 26th, I think it is. Yeah, to me, it's just an exciting rock record with hopefully a little bit of depth in there, you know, to kind of, the kind of scene in Britain now is really healthy, I think, because there's all kinds of bands that are doing really well. A lot of pop type bands, but also, you know, there's room for that, the Radioheads and the Electrafictions to kind of really challenge America again, I think.
How do you look back at, you know, the Bunnymen now? I mean, that period. I mean, do you feel that the band achieved everything that it could have achieved?
Yeah. I think we were the best band in the world, so you can't really get better than that, you know. And I think we were like one of the few bands of the 80s that kept good rock music alive. You know, it was such a crap decade for not only rock music, for any music. And there were a few bands that kind of linked what was good from the 70s with what happened towards the end of the 80s with the Stone Roses and Nirvana and stuff. And without us and the likes of R.E.M., the Smiths, you know, bands of that ilk, it would have been something dead. Who knows what would have happened? You know, Thompson Twins might have ruled the world, you know.
How do you kind of sort of like keep that enthusiasm? I mean, after all this time?
I just love life, you know. I do. It's kind of, you know, and Liverpool Footy Club are on the up, apart from something getting beat the other night. So it's just me family, you know. People, I love kind of people who vibe me up, and you know, it's too much out there to kind of not get enthusiastic about.